Cornucopias is a cutting-edge open-world MMO set in a world where humanity has ascended from the Earth's surface and created a breathtaking new world in the sky. This fantastical realm is a system of floating islands carved from the land we once called home, now encased in radically advanced dome-shaped structures suspended high above the clouds. Each one is a futuristic marvel with its own unique environment, identity, and thriving communities. It is within these domes the epic journey begins. Here, players take control of their own personal avatar, which gives them the freedom to choose their destiny. Be immersed in vast landscapes, explore vibrant settlements, and engage in a myriad of activities such as crafting, commerce, combat, racing, and more. Welcome to a world where the sky is no longer the limit.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is Josh Jones and Rob Gregg. We're here shooting Copi Cafe number 97.
Wow.
How's that feel, Rob?
97. Who would have thought, like 97 episodes ago?
Yeah, goodness gracious. We're just now getting serious, aren't we? Are we getting serious?
Yeah.
About as serious and as shiny as these horrible reader glasses since I lost my pair yesterday.
Oh, reader glasses.
Yeah. They help me in the morning when the eyes are tired. All right.
These are new glasses.
We got those are what?
These are new.
Those are new?
I broke my old one and I ordered exactly the same pair.
I was like, they don't look that different. But I tell you what, I do like your glasses. They're classy looking. All right. So episode 97. Do you know how many times you've done that on Copi Cafe, the glasses switch? Somebody count those up. No, please don't. That's a lot of time.
We've got no followers.
That's a lot of time. Don't do that. Okay, here we go. Up on today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about nodes because that's coming quick. We're going to talk about the new build that's coming out, which is also coming quick. And we're going to talk about the updated land dock.
That came quick and went.
Yes, yes, it did. And in the future, a similar player type deck that we're going to discuss. So we'll wrap up with the player deck as well, because we don't want everybody thinking that it's only about land. It's never only about anything. There's a lot into this.
You're going to get a lot of game talk.
Huh?
We're going to do a lot of game talk in this episode.
A lot of game talk, and it's going to be fun. And we also have a special guest on as well today. You'll meet her soon. And then I think there's kind of leaks scattered throughout this episode, so enjoy. Yeah. All right, Rob, what are you drinking?
Oh, so today it's 9:30. No, it's actually 9:45 in the evening.
Oh, settle down.
Look at that.
You settle down. Okay, so here, the community has been, I mentioned this to you the other day. Copi Boar, please take note of this. The community, I don't know if they're getting, do they have in their selection that they get to choose from every week for this vote? They do have, there are at least 2 right answers in there, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I also have a Fanta. Is that what you mean?
I mean, they have at least one right answer to choose from, because it wouldn't be fair if there wasn't one that was actually right. I assume that's the case, but I don't know because we never tell them before. Yeah, we need.
What are you talking about?
Another deal. Okay, so let's get into it. The nodes happen on Monday. What I mean by happen is we're going to be delivering the NFTs on Monday, And then we're also going to be starting the first rewards period. So you can go and register at that point, which should activate your node so that you're eligible for the first month of rewards, because the first month of rewards is the month of July. And if you were to sell your NFT after you received it, then you're obviously not going to receive those rewards because the rewards are being tallied over the month of July. So you have a full month to get your node registered and active, but that does have to be done before the first round of rewards go out. So did I miss anything there, Rob?
Yes, that is correct. So we're gonna release an announcement on Monday because the NFTs are released on Monday. And then at some point in July, not on July the 1st, at some point, we're going to do an update to our website, and that's where you'll be able to register your NFT. Whether that's on the 1st of July or the 31st of July, it does not matter, because once it is ready, well, it does matter if you don't have time, but it'll be before then. Somewhere between, that update will happen on the website, and you will be able to register your nodes. But the main point is you have the entirety of July to register them. So don't worry if it's not on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At some point it'll be there, and you will have a week, maybe 2 weeks to register it.
Correct.
I think we didn't explain that very well, but the announcement on Monday will explain it better.
Yes, and there will be a written announcement that goes out to make everything crystal
the
clear.
1st of July,
Rob and I can't perfectly cover it every time.
Yeah,
However,
1st of July, it's a huge date.
This is getting released on Friday, and that means there will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to acquire nodes, and then we're shutting down sales so that we can deliver to you guys the NFTs and start the rewards and testing process. We will reopen at a later date, most likely, but for now we're pausing for a bit. So go get them if you want them, and because the time is running short. And I don't know if there's anything else oh yeah, there is. We've got a leak. We need to show a little bit of our development here. So this is something Jeff just showed us this morning. This is where you can get in and choose the wallet. You've got a MetaMask, Coinbase, Nami, Flint, Eternal, all the Cardano wallets for the most part that you can choose from. Giro, I do believe, is also on there. I don't see it, but we do like Giro. They're a partner.
Yep.
And then here we go. This is the screen where, and there's some information missing here because Jeff didn't fully have this set up, but there will be status updates, as you can see in the status column there. I guess I'll just use my pointer here, but no, because we're going to have a new image of this. But so there's the status column. There's the Copi balance. It'll show you how many total Copi you have in your wallets, the total number of nodes, the registered nodes. Obviously, if you have 20 nodes and only one is registered, that's a problem. So make sure that you get your nodes registered, which is going to be a very simple and easy process. Do they have the Copi required? That means red alert if you are not holding the minimum required amount of Copi that is needed for each node. So up to 5, it's 3,000 per node. And then after that, there's no additional requirement. And then claimed rewards. So what did I miss, Rob?
No, I mean, I think you went through it. I mean, it's one of these things, when you see it, it'll just make sense.
Yeah, this is going to be super simple. And I think
there'll be a list of what the previous slide that you showed. There was obviously the Cardano nodes and there was MetaMask wallets in there, so you'll be able to connect multiple wallets to this account. And on this page here, we'll list all your NFTs that you have, and there'll just be a button that says register. As simple as that.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
So all you have to do for a one-off event in July.
Yeah, the team's doing a great job of pulling all the last-minute details together. And again, we have working nodes. You probably have nodes running right now, I would imagine. You and Jeff and Greg have been testing.
I do have, and we've actually got a question about that. But
okay.
But the main thing is, if so let's say you register your nodes middle of July and you register it, and then you decide to sell your node, which is fair enough because you own it. That will then disappear and you will not receive those rewards. Those rewards will be received by the purchaser of your node only if they then come into the account and register, re-register.
Correct.
So simple ownership, and whoever owns it on the 31st of July, midnight, you're getting those entire rewards for July.
That is correct. And then that could change as new phases are introduced, but this is how we're starting off. So, yeah. Okay. What's next is a couple questions for you on nodes. Are you ready for questions, Rob?
Always ready for questions on nodes.
Always. Cuff of the Mafia. How is testing going with running multiple pools with a single rig? Given my internet speed, 5 gigs up and down, 192 gigs, DDR5 RAM, I don't believe there will be any performance drop off if I do run multiple pools on this machine.
Yeah, so this is an interesting question because obviously we've said with your node pool that will be running on your device, and each of them are capable of running up to 50 different nodes. So for every node that you own, you can own, you can run an extra 4. So this question is actually, it's not to do with those 50. It's can you run more than one node pool on a machine? Therefore, 50, 100, 150. And so the answer is I've been testing that. So it's very, very early days. We are going to allow that should you have the correct beefy PC. So we won't restrict, say, on IP address. And yeah, at the moment I have 3 running on my PC. So I can run up to 150 nodes should I have 30 nodes. So 10 on each of them, which I don't have. So I will not be running that, but at least I know that 3 will work.
Yeah. I bet Greg's getting pretty excited.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because he put a lot into figuring out the architecture and really implementing your original concept. And it's finally coming into fruition. And I don't say finally as if it took a long time, because
it's flew
we
past.
were incredibly efficient with this.
But running the node is nothing that you have to worry about in July whatsoever. All you have to do is just register.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Because that's the phase 1 that we've mentioned as well. And if you're watching this for the first time and you need more information, just go into our Discord. The community will help you out. They're always incredibly helpful.
And we've got 2 really solid decks.
Yes, 2 really solid decks as well. Those are on the homepage of the website. Okay. Will there be this is from Freiler of the Mafia. Will there be a VPS service offered by the team, or are the public pools the answer to that problem?
So I mean, that's a good question. So we did say we were looking into a VPS. We've been working with a partner. So we're still ironing out whether that solution will work or not. And we'll obviously give you more information about that towards the end of July, maybe August, when we know more about that. So we're definitely still heading towards that. Are the public pools the answer to the VPS? Well, probably, potentially. If you don't want to run your pool, or you don't have the hardware, or you don't have the knowledge, or you don't want the responsibility of running your own pool, then the public pools will offer that, because obviously you'll be able to, for a small subscription, be able to delegate your node to a public pool, and they do it all for you, and you just collect the rewards.
Yep. Very good. Okay. Let me stop sharing that. So I guess that's it for nodes. We can wrap that up. The next up for the topic is the new build. We have a new build coming out probably the first or second week of July. I would say, most likely.
Yeah, I think so.
Everything's going well with that so far. So, yeah, a lot of exciting changes to the avatar creator, which will be shown, some of those here shortly.
Yeah.
There's the leaderboards from Consensus.
I think it's the consensus build. So that's really the main update is the ability for us to now have leaderboards for racing and for holocaches as well, which means we're now going into the era where people can play and win.
Let the fun begin.
Yeah, play and win those competitions.
So we get to start having some tournaments and having some fun.
Yeah.
Not that we haven't been having fun yet, but we get to have little competitive fun in racing.
Yeah.
And that'll be fun to start testing that. That shows that we've been able to build a pretty robust database that communicates with the game through an API and
a few bug fixes for the races. So I know at the moment when you go in, sometimes there can be some issues, and maybe you can go around a lap more than once. So we think
I believe that is
all those have been taken care of. Yeah, so we're and this is, we're going to have competitions for all the different classes for the C, B, for the A class. That's then going to lead up to the S class as well. So all these four classes of vehicles will have races, and then that is then leading up to later on when we're going to open up the Cornucopias Racing League, which is the next iteration of where racing is going, and that's a whole new topic to talk about.
Yes, it is, and we could spend a good amount of time on that.
Lots of tracks coming for that.
If it goes off the way that I think it is, there's a few things we need to do. There's adding a new track. There's adding some variety. There's a vision, as usual, with everything that we do for taking it to the next step, and growing it. With all of these things that we're looking to add, it really starts making sense talking to Dega, who's got great connections with huge esports league. We've already talked with them. So our partners over at Dega have introduced us to a large esports league. We'll probably be doing some work with them at some point, and we start bringing in these larger communities into what we're doing. It'll be fun and powerful to see what can happen from that.
Which is great for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That covers the new build for the most part. Well, I mentioned this last week, but there's also major infrastructure that we're going to be testing shortly after that build is released. So once we know that build is stable, then we're going to push the manual infrastructure that Jeff's been working on that helps deploy more servers to serve the game all over the world. Right.
And I know server nodes are in Windows and Linux as well now.
Yes, correct. And so that's a huge development that we've needed as well. And I think it's gonna really position us well to be able to bring in the masses when the time is right, and we're ready to open the floodgates and take on 100,000 new gamers or whatever it may be. Let's be reasonable. 5,000 maybe right away, or a big, huge launch. Who knows what we could do? But the point being, we can get tons of new players coming in and not have performance issues with the game.
And I dropped a nice little leak there. I don't know if you heard me.
No, I did. I caught it. You smirked about it too. Sometimes I got to keep my train of thought, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I said the word server nodes. So our game server nodes. It's been on the Copi wiki for nearly 2 years. It may be our next node.
We have a lot of discussion on that. That's why I'm laughing too. Yeah. It's a possibility.
So I'm saying it may be. However, my point is if you have a file node, that is going to be your whitelist to get first access, if and when that really special part of our infrastructure opens up.
Yes, that
closes
is a very important point. 100%.
Just thought we'd remind you of that.
Yeah, no. Good call. It's true. It gives you a whitelist to automatically be in that next node sale.
Yep.
Okay. The updated land doc. I think that is almost our final topic. So we released the original land deck, and as per the usual, the community quickly digested it, and we heard some feedback, and there were some things that just needed clarification.
Yeah, some of the wording was a bit unclear.
Yeah, so we quickly revised some of that wording and got it back out to make sure that that is clear. And I do believe that solved a majority of that. I think it's a very exciting announcement, but important, I guess, for me to just say from the macro perspective, one of the challenges of being a Web3 based game that is trying to build the level of quality that a mainstream gamer would expect and that a Web3 gamer would expect, but the mainstream gamer's criteria is significantly higher than Web3 since Web3 is so young. When you're trying to balance those two tensions, that's a challenging thing to do because there's different modes of thinking about each side of that, and so for the Web3 guys, a land thing and owning land is a really cool notion. A lot of the mainstream gamers may not be all that into it. We don't know. We'll see how that goes. We're going to try to make it as seamless as possible for them to participate in that. But the important point there being there's tensions that we need to balance, but we're always, always, always thinking of the player. The whole thing, the whole vision of this is to entertain, to make a game that people love to play. They can have fun with their friends and they can get involved in our community. And we've been an entertainment company all along. So that's kind of where we're coming from. And so we definitely have left out some of the player side of that when we were just talking about the land side. But we can get into more of that in a bit. I think you had more you wanted to add as well.
Yeah, I think we kind of shot ourselves in the foot there. I think
we don't ever do that.
Well, we wanted to get this land doc out, but actually we should have done the player deck at the same time. So yeah, because that left a big hole, and then people would
it made it feel like
we did it wrong.
It's just this or whatever. We have so much to cover that we can't possibly get it
and they're so different from each other that it does warrant. There's lots more stuff that we're really happy with the player side, which we could talk about, but that's not 100% all signed off and checked and double checked. Whereas we're happy with what's going to happen with the land. So that's kind of why we thought it would be okay. But obviously, it caused confusion.
Well, and also, definitely know that we are very much considering the player side. We'll talk about that more in a minute.
Oh, absolutely. It drives everything.
Another reason for releasing the land deck when we did is we're trying to build up momentum around the land claim, the land rush, because there's a lot of people out there that, number one, we're heavily involved in crypto, but may not be now. We want to get as many of those land NFT holders involved in grabbing their land and getting in and selecting their property and all of the good stuff associated with that. So, it's a big marketing campaign.
You're right. We thought the landowners really want to know more about the land at this stage. Yeah. The actual players will want more down the line, when actually looking back, no. Everybody wants the bigger picture so they can make decisions on the land. So
you're right. And
so we learned that. We hear you.
We do. And what we need everyone to understand is there is so much that we have to do to build everything that we're building, that the time that we can release certain information, because you want to be far enough along, ideally, to where you don't have to backtrack and change a ton of things because, we didn't think this through well enough or whatever it may be. We don't want to do too many flippant releases. And then because of the amount of things that we have to release information on, it's just like timing is essential. So right now we are ready to release with land, and very soon we'll be ready to release more with player info. But the reality is, on the player progression and skill trees and things that are involved with that, we're not really trying to open the floodgates and get 50,000 players till next year. Like that's more of a next year kind of launch. Don't get me wrong. We're going to grow between now and then. That is definitely a big part with Web3, but that's going to be organic through tournaments and through everything that we release between now and January. So,
but we will talk a little bit about it. You've
yes, let's go on. Let's move on. Thank you. Good segue. So next up, let's talk about the player deck that we're starting to work on. We've talked a lot about it, but we haven't really begun building the deck other than a little bit of planning and thinking through some structure. But the primary things that we're covering there and thinking about is progression and skill trees, where a player can build things up over the long run.
Well, we have a question, don't we? We have a question, and we've been working on the ideas behind this for 3 years. So let's discuss the question, and we'll leak a little bit.
Okay. The question is from Gus T. Wind. Once land is exchanged for land deed, is it locked down for good? Is that the right question?
Oh no, but we can answer that one.
Okay.
So his question is.
I feel like that was the right question.
Yeah, it's what all about the land. When you build stuff on the land, maybe if you sell that NFT, maybe if you move that NFT to a wallet, all that kind of thing. What happens with all the items on the land? And the simple answer is the land and everything on the land is that NFT. So if you sell the NFT or move it, everything goes with it. There may be objects in the future that are also NFTs, so you'll be able to sell them separately. But the majority of the stuff, your progression, your land that you're building up, your buildings, the soil. I'm trying not to say something I shouldn't say. All the bits, the power, the electricity, the fences, the farms, whatever. That stays with the land. So if you sell the land, everything goes with it.
Yes.
No two land plots will be the same.
Yeah. Agreed. So I think the question...
That was not the question I was expecting.
Is there going to be a player deck?
Right. Yeah. We're on to player deck.
That was the question, right? Which I kind of already insinuated, so I thought we'd cover it.
There's another question I was expecting you were going to ask me.
Where? Oh, sorry. I don't have it. I don't have it in our chat thread. Huh?
You caught me off guard. It's fine. So many questions because we're doing them out of order.
Gotcha. Well, you can ask it to yourself.
Oh, you don't have it in front of me? Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, I was a bit slow. Okay, so the question was from Corn Solid from the Mafia. He says hi.
I don't have that up here.
So hi. That was a little bit more. He says, I'm wondering if we will have expertise and able to focus our player stat points towards a specific profession, for example, chef, cooking, hunter-gathering, animal breeding, etc. And so the whole question is about points allocated towards skill trees. Which is an interesting question when we talk about player deck. So obviously what we've alluded to, how really does the player mechanics, how is that going to work?
Yes, and we are going to have player progression in these specific skill sets that you will gradually build up over time, 100%. And that's the main focus of the player deck, correct? That we're going to be fleshing out the details of progression in certain areas, and also seasonally as well. Yeah,
so it's going to be like you say. There's
a longer term and a shorter term.
Yes, there's going to be the long term player progression as you would expect. So we will have different player skill trees, and these will be for different professions. So for example, fishing, mining, farming. They will have different skill trees where when you're doing fishing, you'll work your skill level up, and that will unlock certain skills and maybe different areas within the game and unlock all kinds of different tasks and places as you would expect. So that will be long term. And what I mean by long term is that will stay with your character, your avatar, for the entirety of the game. Now the game is split into 4 seasons every single year. So 13 weeks. So we're going to try and, in the longer term, it's try and have those seasons maybe in line with like we're seeing on Earth. Maybe summer, winter, autumn, and spring. So not to begin with in the early days, but later on. We'll start to do that, so there'll be slight look and feel. Maybe there'll be some snow, maybe it'll be more windy. So and then that will affect the conditions of say when you're going fishing. Maybe there'll be different fish, the different types of year. The same with crops, all these kind of things that we can get seasonally. And then when we talk about in the short term, there will also be progression that is more within a season. So when a season starts, everybody will be reset for the seasonal part of their progression back to 0. So everybody will start the same. Something will be fresh, something will be introduced that might be just specific for this specific season that will never be seen again, and you will progress almost like a seasonal challenge. So you'll level up your season level, so level 1, level 2, level 3. And so this is just a general overview. It's not fully ready to share yet, but when you get to that top level, you will achieve whatever that top goal is. And so that is very familiar with Web 2 games. You work your way up, but with Web 3, that whatever that top thing is, whether it's an outfit, whether it's a vehicle, whatever it is for that season, that will actually be an NFT. So that will be something that you will get to own and do whatever you want, and it will help you in one of the different disciplines, whether that's fishing or racing or whatever it is. Yeah. So yes, there's going to be 2 types of gameplay: long-term progression, where you've got skill trees and you can work your way up, and then the seasonal ones, and also during those seasons, we're going to have all these different competitions, whether it's from the racing league, whether it's fishing league, whether it's other types of games that we have in there. Whereas they will progress through the season. We might have some that's just a one-off, who's the top of the leaderboard at the end of the season, or we might have like a knockout competition. Those that win in week 1 will go to week 2, week 3, all the way through. And ideally, we would have that final week 13, where those that have progressed get into those big competitions in that final week, where we have massive head-to-head competitions and the larger of the prizes. So that's what we've been planning. Definitely want to hear your feedback on those, because we think this is a good blend.
Quick. The one thing I wanted to say, which is not as relevant now, but I was trying to interject without interrupting. I just wanted to add a point. When we're talking about you're talking about the prize being an NFT. It's important to note that the process we're designing for the mainstream gamer is that they don't need to know that it's an NFT. It's a player-owned asset. We need to start changing our terminology to make it mainstream friendly. It's a player-owned asset, and they will have, when they created their account, they will have been automatically created a Web3 wallet without them even knowing that it's a Web3 wallet, really. They put an authentication code in to open it, keeps it secure. Of course, they can choose to add their own custom wallet, but that NFT would automatically go to them still without them needing to know what they've just done with Web3 and all sorts of stuff. So I just wanted to make that a point, because you said, we're talking about this long period of progression where you go up 100 levels and then you win a great prize. Yeah. Well, that is, even though it's an NFT, it's a player-owned asset. That's going to go just fine for the mainstream gamer and the Web3.
No, it's a good point. And we will obviously build some kind of marketplace eventually within our ecosystem, so you don't have to leave it. You could maybe send these assets to other players. We'll have mechanisms where you can let, say, people that don't know anything about Web3, you can let them use your NFTs. So we'll say, look, let them use them. I will no longer see it. I'll still have ownership of it, but I'm now letting somebody else use it. So we're building tools to do that. And yeah, I mean, I think it's with all those built in from day one, the player ownership, the ability to own your own assets and be able to transfer them in a really safe way, or build up your progression and at any one point look on the blockchain and see this.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is how gaming is changing. And
oh yeah, 100%. You're so it's such a good topic. We should spend a whole episode on it.
Yeah.
Because and this blending of Web3 and mainstream, we're forced. It's new. Everyone that's in this space, nobody's proven the right way yet. We're having to innovate and create our own solutions that we think are going to work, trying to make it as seamless as possible for the mainstream gamer, while also still appealing to the Web3 gamer as well. It's a challenge. And there's so much innovation that we're having to do as a company, as a project, that we have to think through all of these things and plan all these things. It becomes a lot. And I think we've done an excellent job. And thankfully, the team's so passionate as they are.
No, me too. And the game's going to work for free players that don't know nothing about Web3. Players that do know about Web3, and those players that do know about Web3 and want land ownership and everything. So, you know, you've got a full journey there.
Yeah.
And along the way, we will educate should you want to be. If you don't, if you just want to chill, keep your assets within the game, it's completely fine. And, you know, some of those competitions, like you say, will become esports, and the game is there for hardcore gamers and casual gamers. We will have a mobile and a website version as well. So eventually you'll be able to do some of these elements from the web or from your mobile without having to actually have access, which will be very useful, I think, for some of the abilities for landowners to maybe buy and sell things on the land, do maintenance and stuff like that. It'll be really convenient if you just can go on your mobile and do things. So we have thought about, we've had a lot of time. We're now starting to implement some of these things, but there's been a lot to figure out, still a lot to build, but we've had a solid plan all along, and I cannot wait to start doing that, which will literally be within weeks when we have those leaderboards out there and people can actually race their NFTs.
Yeah, that's huge. There's so much coming together now that a really solid foundation has been laid, that the amount of content and progression, leaderboards, infrastructure, all of these things that we've been working on, that, you know, a lot of it may not even be very appealing or sexy, but it's a requirement. We've got to have it, that is now laid. We're pretty close to that. And then with the land grab and getting into crafting, we have a exciting 2025 coming up. That where this game really turns into something much more complete and ready to approach with mainstream gamers and Web3 alike.
Player ownership of assets, player ownership and help of the infrastructure, you know, esports, big partnerships to come, streamers that we can go on.
It's a blast, and we can't ever stop thinking. It's like there's so many problems to solve every day on a daily basis.
And we've not even talked about custom domes yet, but that's a whole other subject.
Oh man, don't do that to me right now. I'm so excited about those, but man, okay. So I think that's a good point to bring up, Natalia. We've covered just about everything. Well, there you go. Natalia's coming up. Let's welcome her. Natalia, welcome to Copi Cafe. It's good to have you here. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Did something happen to your hand?
Oh no, this is just an artist glove. It's you use it so that like when you're using like a drawing tablet, you're not
Oh, so
smudging.
this is one of the tools of the trade. You just gave away part of your role. That's good. That's good. Okay.
Did you have a big tablet and a pen?
Yes, I actually have like a 4K drawing tablet.
Wow.
Is it a Wacom tablet? Is that what they're called? A Wacom?
No, it's a Huion.
A what?
A Huion.
A Huion.
Okay. It's a competitor to Wacom.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Okay. Oh, Wacom's a brand. Got it. Okay. I just kind of knew what you could do. Cool. Well, very cool. What are you drinking today?
I am drinking some lime-flavored sparkling water.
Ah, you outdid me significantly. I'm getting thirstier as we speak. Mine's so boring today, but hey, it's great to have you on Copi Cafe. It's great to have you on the team here at Cornucopias. We've really appreciated your spirit and your personality and the passion you bring. So excited to have you. But tell us a little bit about your background. Like, how did you get into art and this role at Cornucopias?
It's kind of a funny story. So I got in originally as a character artist. Well, actually, currently, I am a character artist here at Cornucopias. And what I did was I was freelancing as a character artist for people who needed VR chat avatars and models. So that's how I got it here.
Oh, that's great. Very, very cool. So, and people discovered you doing, how did was it David that found you through some of your work on one of your channels or something?
Sort of. It was actually Jim who originally found me, because he noticed my work for VTuber artworks and also VR chat models, and noticed me on social media and reached out to me, and then David reached out to me, and yeah.
So they saw your work and said, "Hey, that's somebody that has an eye for experience, or an eye for talent, an eye for the look and feel that we're looking for. She's clearly skilled." And so they reached out, and that was, gosh, quite a while ago, because you've been here for a while. This might even be episode number 2 on Copi Cafe for you. So I believe Rob mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, you've definitely been on Copi Cafe before. How long have you been with us for? 2 years now? 18?
Yeah. I
definitely
think
2
so.
years.
Yeah, definitely.
Most of the outfits that characters and avatars and presets have been wearing, you've had a hand with either the design or the sculpturing of them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
And so many more outfits to come, and so much more work ahead for you. Are you getting overwhelmed with your pipeline, or are you feeling good about everything?
I'm feeling good. It's a good challenge. Yeah.
Okay, it makes you dance a little. You gonna play something on the keyboard behind you, or what?
maybe a little synth here and there.
That's good. Well, I know for a fact that we're keeping you busy, and there's a lot going on. We've got the avatar. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're working on right now, actually.
Currently, I am doing an outfit where it is a casual, feminine presenting outfit. Hopefully, it'll be in by the next release. If not, it'll at one point still be a thing. I promise that.
Okay. How long does it take to do an outfit?
It depends on the complexity. If it's like a bunch of belts and whatnot, it can take up to like a week or more. So it does depend on the complexity. If it's something a bit more basic, then at least half a week.
Do you create the mining outfits?
The one that was made a while ago, yes, I did.
How long do they take?
They took, I want to say, because they had different variations.
Yeah.
They had jackets, and then another where it was just the tank top. So roughly still a week, because it included the outfit and also helmets and boots.
But there's a good amount of complexity on the mining one. Which is,
and how do you do them? Do you have to research, or are they unique designs, or?
I consult with David in terms of the story and lore in how the characters need to be presented, or at the very least, how the world of Cornucopias would need that in terms of a utilitarian purpose.
Right.
Ah, very, very cool. We have a lot of utility for outfits in Cornucopias in terms of the vision and what people are going to be able to do in game. So you got a long stretch of work ahead for you. Hopefully you can get that wrapped up here in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Fishing outfits, mining outfits, racing outfits, all of that. You've got it all under control, right?
Yeah, I think I do.
But you don't just work on outfits, do you? You work on hair and other items as well, which is why we've got something to show, I think.
Yeah. Let's get your video up. Good.
Yeah, it's just a small process on at least like formulating the hair in some way and having different iterations of it, and getting like real world inspiration, getting it
very
together.
Cool.
So describe some of the hairs that we're going to have. Then we're going to have more bald people, more short, more.
We definitely have like faux hawks, and different like variations of the faux hawk as well, based on like curliness and texture, which the player can actually switch in between those aspects and variations. There's also going to be like the bowl cut, coif kind of hair, like short on the sides as well, also ponytail and bobs as well.
Is there one that's maybe hard to do than others, or you just use this same concept of maybe an image and then try and...
Whoa, what's happening there? That was alive.
Basically, I'm trying to bring forward like the frequency of curliness to have it a little bit more variable.
So is this is a work in progress? That's not what the final hair would look like. That's putting together textures, I guess, that would then be refined further to get to the finished product, I'm guessing?
Sort of. It's basically getting the final profile of the actual hair itself, so that then it can be put into the engine. And I know later, we'll be able to show off a little bit about that, all those different variations.
Very cool. There's a lot of bells and whistles in Unreal Engine 5. Is it taking you long to get accustomed to your particular role in using Unreal Engine 5, or?
Sometimes. And it's just having to make sure that I can swim into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that looks more like, it's looking more like hair there. So you added a mesh or a material, or what happened there where it progressed to the state that it's in now?
Basically, I'm adding in like a material onto it that allows it to look more like hair.
Okay.
And this is not Unreal Engine, though, is it?
No. This is just a work in progress. Right. Yes. This is actually using Blender entirely. We try to use open source software as much as we possibly can. And here, we will actually demonstrate a little bit on the differences of hair types into the engine.
So these some new menus.
Mm-hmm.
No, so that's the one that you were just working on.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. With a beard and a goatee that I've just noticed.
Very cool.
Yes,
that's the final product of the process that you were just showing from Blender.
Yes, correct.
Awesome. Sorry, Rob, go ahead. You had another question there.
Yeah, no, I just noticed sneakily that there's a mustache and a goatee going on here as well.
A mustache.
Mustache.
And a goatee. So is that a leak? Is that what you're... Rob, are you
that's what I'm saying.
Insinuating a leak?
This is definitely what I'm saying. New menus, new things going on here.
Yeah, there is. So facial hair, new hairstyles.
Well, I mean, I also see to the bottom there's some words, presets. So presets must be in this build as well. Starting points. Bold people.
Good point. Yeah. Golly, that looks exactly like a friend of mine. Wow.
Does
I
that
just
say
now realized I need
beard
to send a
variant
screenshot of this to
83?
my friend. Tell him you made it into the game.
Not 83. We at least have like 4 variants at the
Okay.
very least.
Oh no, it's sorry, it's a 0, not an 8. My eyesight. Are we gonna have glasses in the future?
Potentially in the future, although not in the next build yet.
Right.
Okay, so you change it. We have some new outfits.
And here,
what's happening? Oh, you're changing the colors.
Yeah, this is actually demonstrating an interesting concept in which we have something called material cards, where you can actually switch in between different materials with each portion of an outfit, and it allows the player to have more variety of choice.
Okay.
Where if they want to have like a different outfit, but they want the material to be something different, like it could be a different color or a different like feeling of the material itself. That is a present idea that is in the works. And the thing is that you can switch in between those materials with different outfits that the player would own.
Okay.
So I mean, that's completely unique then. So that's taking an outfit and really customizing it with different textures. So you could get a new texture, a set of new textures, for example, and then put them on all your previous outfits that you've already got, thus being able to customize them even more.
Correct.
Wow.
And the best idea is to have like more variation of like the actual decals of the actual outfit itself, where you don't have to have the same exact color. But yeah, wow. Here it's just demonstrating a little bit of a small like nuance in the texture of the actual hair as well. But yeah, I'm just choreographing what's on the video. But yeah, so the idea is that the player has a lot of choices in how they want to be able to customize their character in very nuanced ways and also big, grandiose ways, where they can customize the material onto their clothes, but also customize their own hair and texture.
I think this will be a huge update, being able to do this. So you're changing hair type to straight and other options. Was that's new, is it, or was that there before?
It's actually new.
Right.
Yeah.
That definitely wasn't there before. So that's a bit of a leak as well. This is a lot of great new improvements. So for those of you watching, this is iteration 2 of our avatar creator. The first one came out a month or 2 ago, somewhere around there, and people have been playing around with it. It's got tons of sliders and ability to function. But as always, we start with something in a high quality starting place, but then we just continue to add and iterate and build upon it. So we're giving you more and more and more power. That was really cool. So you've been working on a lot of that over the past month or 2, I guess.
Correct.
Okay. Good work. Really, really cool. I love that. I know that the community is going to love that they can now get a little bit more individualistic with how they present who they are in Cornucopias, because we want you to be who you want to be. Like, be whoever you want to be in Cornucopias with your avatar creator. And you guys just gave them a lot more power with facial hair and changing the outfits, changing the colors of the outfits, all of that good stuff. Changing the curliness of the hair. That was a new thing, right? Or the hair. Yeah. And then
at the very least, like changing the like as well, like the shape and technically density in some ways to be more exaggerated in terms of its texture.
Yeah, really good stuff. And then we didn't talk too much about facial hair and some of the other stuff coming. I believe there may be some stuff that may or may not make it. Glasses, hats, we're not sure on those just yet, right?
Right, we're not quite sure on that one. Okay. That is
they're
probably
coming,
a David question.
But not sure on this upcoming release. But yeah,
I mean, really I think I was definitely expecting a really good update on beards and goatees and stuff like that. And I'd like to see a good Viking beard and a ZZ top. But I think what you've done with having textures over existing outfits, that makes for such unique customization in the future. That takes our avatar creator to a different level, in my opinion, because that's brand new. I've never seen that on
It's a lot
any
more
other
customization ability. So
I'll
textures,
be
colors, changing the top from the bottom, so you can change the bottom type and then change the color. Yeah, gives a lot of variation to what we have with existing outfits. So very, very cool. We know you have a lot of work ahead, but this is really awesome to see, and I know the community is going to be really excited about this. The updated, again, as a reminder, is coming up on very soon. I guess I'll say very, very soon.
Q3 July.
Q3 July. Yeah, let's go there. Okay. Well, Natalia, thank you so much for joining the show. And you have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you had a good time on here. It's always good to have you. And thank you for being a part of Cornucopias and for all the value that you add and for who you are. So great to have you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Bye.
Don't care what you say. Don't care what you say.